Welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am StevieB, happy to have you all with us today. This is the moment that I get to go Super Saiyan. This is the moment I have been waiting for my entire Entropia career. This is the moment that literally I just get to tank Category 9 mobs. As you guys can see, they're not even getting close to me. So the reason being is the power of the Easter 2022 ring. This is what I tried to explain in videos back at the beginning of Easter, whenever they first released that ring. That ring was the first time in game one ring would give you 5% critical chance. Now why is that important? Because whenever you have a weapon fully maxed, that means you're going to land a critical hit 2 out of every 100 shots, which is not a lot. However, by increasing that with Accustim 15, that's another 4 percentage points, or 4 shots out of 100. With the Easter 22 ring, you're at another 5. If you notice, I'm landing a crit every 5 to 6 shots, it seems. There's one, there's one, there's one. I'm just landing crit after crit after crit after crit, and I'm critting for almost 800 HP. Look at the size of these crits whenever I land them. The weapon I'm using is tier 10. It's 83 DPS. It's got an amp on it, and I'm also running Salafa MK laser sights dual wielded for 40% increased critical damage output. 898 HP in a crit. 900 HP per critical shot. I am just tanking Category 9 mobs. These mobs do not stand a chance. 924 HP in one shot. Tell me how ridiculously high my damage per peck is at the moment. Oh wait. Now I'm wearing full Earthshocker because in my Earthshocker, what I'm doing is I'm increasing my critical damage output. I mean, they can't even get close to me when they're right next to me. I'm increasing my critical damage output with Earthshocker by 60%. Each of the Salafa MK sights increases the critical damage output by another 20%. Now I can dual wield them, one directly on the weapon, one on a scope, which then goes on the weapon. 20% each, that's 40%. That gets me the full maximum 100% from the item side on the increasing the size of my critical hits. Now I'm using the Easter 22 for the 5% from item side and Accustim 15 for 4% from action side to get as many critical hits as possible. And then I'm using my Earthshocker plus the Salafa MK sights dual wielded plus Accustim 15 to get as much of a critical hit as I can, meaning it takes the size of that critical hit and it magnifies it. So it magnifies it by 60% for the Earthshocker, another 40% for the dual wielded Salafa MK sights, and then another 50% because I'm running Accustim 15. Which means that my critical hits when I do land them are 150% bigger than normal. And it means, let him get too close to me, I shouldn't have done that. And it means that with the Accustim and Easter 2022, I'm getting 9 percentage points more. So I'm getting about 11% critical hits here. I am just tanking mobs left and right. And these are Category 9 mobs. This is the first time Stevie has ever been in Category 9. And clearly Stevie is tanking Category 9. This is absolutely the moment I've been waiting for 5 years. And now you can see the sheer raw power that I was trying to explain back whenever they released that ring, why I said it was so ridiculously overpowered and undervalued. People get things like Accustim and they run it bare to try and increase the size of their critical hits, but they don't try and get more critical hits. Accustim helps, but to really see the power that this thing unleashes, you have to have both. You've got to have the full 9 percentage points, and then you've got to have the full critical size of the hit. So as you guys can see, this is just a ridiculous amount of tanking. And yes, I have let them get a little bit too close to my Earthshocker, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and wrap this video up. That way I can focus more on the playing, because I don't want to decay the crap out of my Earthshocker. To let you guys know, I have talked to Jack Ace Kingsman. That's Jack Ace Kingsman. You can find him in the user register. He is usually on Ancient Greece at his estate. I've covered that in a different video. He's the owner of the blueprints to make the Salafa MK 1, 2, and 3 laser sights. He does have some currently in stock and ready to go for Easter Mayhem. They are 950% markup each. Reason being is they're very, very expensive to make. The inputs are very rare, hard to source, very, very expensive inputs. So they are not cheap to make, but man, look at the kind of power you can put out when you increase your chances of getting that critical hit, mixed with increasing the size of that critical hit. It is just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to cut this video short. This has been the first look at Easter Mayhem. I'll be back later when I'm not so worried about my Earthshocker armor getting decayed with more information about the event. I can tell you that it did start about 15 minutes late, and it did not spawn the mission whenever I first got in here. So clearly we're still having some issues. Is to be par for the course for Mayhem, given Mind Arc. But wow, this is as awesome as I dreamed it would be. I cannot believe I finally am getting to make this happen and just tanking them absolutely left and right. So it's going to be a very, very busy Mayhem for me. I've taken 2 weeks off work. So we will see you guys later. For now, sip, sip, smack, smack. I hope this has really showcased what the critical chance does and what the critical damage output does, and how vastly important those two things are to not only increasing the amount of tanking and damage per peck you can get, but also just to how the game mechanics work. And I really hope that this will change the game for a lot of you. I'll be back with more on the missions for Halloween Mayhem, as well as Mayhem Survival later once they get the instances really worked out. I have a feeling they're going to shut these instances down on us since the mission didn't load. So we'll leave it there for now. Sip, sip, smack, smack. You guys know the rest. Hit the bell icon to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, because there's always a hater hitting that dislike button. And be sure and head over to earnped.com, because when you guys earn, we earn. That is by far the best way you guys can help support us. Take care, Stevies.